So this exhibition has been months in the work, and we've collaborated with Hot Press magazine, and also because of Hot Press has curated the exhibition. The magazine has decades of archival material on the Pogues' rise and genesis, and they've also put together a short film looking at the Pogues' impacts, featuring contributions from the likes of Imelda May, Gillian Hansard, and Nick Cave. We had hoped that Shane MacGowan could come to the opening, and sadly that was not to be, but we think that this is a fitting tribute to his work and his legacy. Well, I mean, Shane MacGowan is obviously an iconic figure. He's someone who's often mentioned by visitors, and we have a big focus in this museum on the impact of Irish emigrant musicians. It's something that's often overlooked, I suppose, in traditional histories of Irish migration, the impact that Irish musicians had in changing perceptions of the Irish and providing, you know, a sense of home and a sense of connection for those who are far from home. And the Pogues very much did that. You know, they came of age in London in the 1980s, you know, a time when the IRA were very much active. A lot of Irish people in the city viewed with suspicion, and the Pogues, you know, validated that sense of Irish identity, gave the Irish immigrant in Britain a voice. And their style very much drawn from the tradition of Irish emigrant musical gatherings, the kind of rebel ballads that came across the Irish Sea, and there's very strong Irish literary influences in the Pogues' work right from its foundation. I think, you know, the Pogues were trailblazers. You know, the way that they fused punk music with, you know, traditional Irish music is something that had never been done before. We have a lot of kind of neo-Irish trad groups that are really popular now, but the Pogues are really the first to do that. You know, Gillian Hansard says in the video they did punk music without a single electric guitar. And you know, they spoke to the downtrodden. They brought the experience of the drunk, the migrant labourer. You know, they brought that into their music and gave it a dignity, gave it a lyricism which hadn't been done before. And it's, you know, there's a poignancy in their music that, yeah, I think is timeless in a way. It speaks to generations of Irish immigrants. You know, Fairy Tale of New York, the way two Irish immigrants come together and, you know, trash out their sense of hopelessness and the sense of dreams having been abandoned. You know, that's something that can resonate with a lot of people who left this country with high hopes for themselves, and the reality turns out to be a bit different. Yeah, we're going to have our official opening next month, and so the exhibition only opened yesterday, but we're delighted to have input from Shane's friends and relatives from the beginning of this process. Victoria Clark has given it her blessing, and Siobhan MacGowan, Shane's sister, was interviewed extensively as part of the project too.